The information contained within this video is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment in any manner. If you have any chronic or recurring conditions, please seek your doctor's advice before starting any new exercise program.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the ACL Accords. Last episode, we saw how I got surgery to repair my torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus. After I failed to regain my complete range of motion after 6 months of therapy, I was left with two options: tough it out or get more surgery.
Why did you have to have additional surgery?
So, like I said before, even though I had therapy for almost 6 months, I still didn't see the progression I needed to see with my knee. Pre-surgery, I hit maybe about 90 to 100 degrees of active flexion, and passively I got to about 120 degrees at most with my therapist. So after speaking to my surgeon, he recommended an additional surgery called a knee debridement, in addition to another procedure called knee manipulation. So a knee debridement is a minimally invasive surgery that your doctor does that's pretty similar to your ACL reconstruction, except the sole purpose is to clear out the scar tissue in your joint that's preventing your knee from flexing and extending. I had a tiny cyclops lesion in my knee, which was stopping my entire joint from bending. And a knee manipulation is a procedure, non-invasive, where your doctor just takes your knee and bends it over and over and over again to forcibly break up that scar tissue. Kind of what you do in therapy, but under anesthesia. So the following day after surgery, learned my lesson from the first time, went immediately to therapy the next day. And my new practice was personally recommended to me by my surgeon, and it did not disappoint. They were great. So for some added context, right? Before this round of therapy, I had already gone through 2 different rounds of therapy. My first therapist was the one that I went to immediately after surgery, right? So I saw them for a little under 3 months, and they got me to about 90 degrees of active flexion. The second therapist that I saw, after that point when my sessions ran out, thanks insurance. So I'd say the therapy I received after my second surgery was different, because besides the fact that my therapists were super committed to me and really aggressive with my progress, I kind of had an idea of how therapy should work for me. It was kind of like being back at square one, but this time with knowledge of what to do on this part of the journey. Kind of like the first time, my insurance paid for my therapy this time again, and it kind of only lasted for about 3 months. Out of all the rounds of therapy I did, I saw the most results with this round, because on my good leg, just for some extra context, I have about 143 degrees of flexion. After this round of therapy, I got to about 135 degrees of flexion on my surgery leg. It didn't stay like that though, it didn't. So after I ran out of sessions, I kept doing therapy on my own at home, and I couldn't sustain the progress. I tried going to my school's athletic trainer, and I saw some progress with her, but I had to stop going because of COVID. And the weirdest thing is that my leg seems to stay stuck between 110 and 125 degrees of flexion. Since the last time I saw any professional, it hasn't gotten any further than that.
Can you show us?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
2 hours later.
Wait, so he's not back yet?
Nah, I think he said he's gonna be back in the next episode.